Hey everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're
Witches Talking Tarot.
And today we are talking about the tale behind the Sleeping Beauty that you know as a fairy tale. We're going into the dark side of these fairy tales, and Sleeping Beauty happens to be like my favorite Disney movie. Like, I love me some Sleeping Beauty, guys. Fucking hate Maleficent, hate that movie. I tried to watch the second one earlier to like get in the mood. Hated that too. Fuck you guys.
The Maleficent movies, I like the Maleficent movies better than the cartoon, but I've never been a fan of the cartoon.
I love the cartoon.
I know.
It's the best.
I don't mean this in an offensive way, but if I was going to rank the cartoon with my favorites, it would probably be right there paired with Pinocchio. I
feel you, but I don't feel you. I just mean like no judgment, no hate. I feel you, but I don't.
Well, I think like growing up,
Sleeping Beauty is my favorite princess.
Growing up,
she's my favorite Disney princess. Absolutely.
Growing up, my grandparents had a whole wall of DVDs, and that included all of the Disney movies. This is Lion King, Little Mermaid, Pinocchio, blah, blah, blah. And I would stay with my grandparents I used to stay the night with them a decent amount. And we would always watch multiple Disney movies. We would do Disney movie marathons. And I would never pick Pinocchio unless we had watched everything else. And then before Pinocchio, the last one was Sleeping Beauty. So it goes Sleeping Beauty, okay. Pinocchio, fuck. I've already watched all the movies, you know what I mean? But it's just...
No, it's your preference.
Yeah, you know what?
Because like,
Snow White's up there too,
smile was like, my mother had all of the Disney movie DVDs for my girls. So I was just like, that's so
well,
funny.
and I think it has
like,
to do
I
with...
had the VHSs of a lot of them. Like, Fantasia. I love Fantasia. Oh my god, I love Fantasia!
I think it's a generational thing too, because for me, my favorite being The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, those came out when I was younger, when I was a kid, you know what I mean? And
well, I mean, those are the ones that
Sleeping
actually
Beauty
came out when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Sleeping Beauty's from like the 60s or the
Oh my
50s.
God, I'm so sorry. I thought
it the 30s.
Well, I knew Snow White.
Little Mermaid came out when I was like 11.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, maybe younger. What year did The Little Mermaid come out?
97 or 98.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
Okay, let me see.
I was younger than... I had to have been younger than
maybe
14.
90. I'm going to guess 92 then.
Yeah, I would think 92, which would put me at 9 years old.
89?
89? Okay.
No shit. I'm a fucking...
I was 6, okay. But I remember seeing Little Mermaid in theaters. Like, I loved The Little Mermaid. And Beauty and the Beast, I saw that in theaters too. I saw Aladdin in theaters. Fucking loved Aladdin.
Arabian Nights.
I did not see Pocahontas in theaters. No, I did.
Oh, I love Pocahontas. No,
Pocahontas was not one of my favorites.
Really?
Yeah, no. I liked Percy the dog.
It's kind of... That's the worst character.
I had a Percy stuffed animal. He was cute as shit.
That's like my dog Penelope. That's what he reminds me of very much. Like that fucking little dog. He's like the little Randall from Recess with that one guy. But like, honestly,
it just wasn't one of my favorite movies. So obviously, I was not paying much attention.
Oh no!
That was my favorite
It's got a banging soundtrack. Okay. That's what I like about it. We've got Colors of the Wind. I love the Savages song when it has both of them. Like, you've got the white people and they're like, yeah, we're gonna fight them, and then you've got the Native Americans and they're like, we're gonna fight them, and they're both like, they're savages. It's fucking cool. It's cool, guys.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm not judging. I just do not feel the same way. I've got you were singing Arabian Nights. In my head, I'm like, fabulous.
Oh my God, yes, I sing that song all the time.
I love the Aladdin soundtrack. Lion King soundtrack. Oh my god.
Oh, I just
Lion King. Oh. But and these are all movies that came out when I was a kid. But Sleeping Beauty has always been my favorite, and it is because I really 100%. It is because the fight between the blue and the pink fairy. I was team blue. Blue is my favorite color, guys. So I was all like, blue fairy, make that dress blue.
I feel
make
really
that cake blue, and pink, blue, pink, blue.
I feel really bad because I thought that the Sleeping Beauty came out in the early 90s,
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm not a super big fan, so I apologize. I didn't realize it was so old.
Yeah, but that's okay. I love the old ones.
I guess I
fucking love The Sword and the Stone. That shit was from way before I was born, I'm sure.
Oh, I love The Sword.
I love that movie. But anyway,
I saw a funny headcanon.
This is not about the Disney one.
I'm so sorry.
It is my favorite Disney movie, so sorry, guys.
Before we go on, I just have to say I saw a really funny meme / headcanon that was a Viking that finds the sword in the stone, but he's not the chosen one, so he just chisels it into a hammer. And I love that. Mjolnir, whatever.
Mjolnir?
Yes.
Mjolnir?
Okay, so that is how it's pronounced, because I was surely this is wrong. Mjolnir.
Mjolnir. The more I say it, the less it makes sense.
I don't like Mjolnir. Well, I said it that way. I was like Mjolnir. I'm like, no, that can't possibly be correct.
Mjolnir. Sounds slow.
Okay, well, we just lost some listeners.
Sorry. I was have you ever said a word too many times? We covered this in our Deja Vu episode, but you say a word so many times, it doesn't make sense. So I was trying to make sure I said all the syllables. But you have to slow it down because it's one of those words. Anyway, sorry guys. But I feel like you told me about, somebody else said something about that. Instead of the sword and the stone, it just becomes a hammer.
Yeah.
I remember that. But I don't know if I saw it as a meme or if you told me about it.
So what is this origin story?
Okay, so Sleeping Beauty. I guess we need to cast. So Sleeping Beauty cast. Obviously, we need to cast Briar Rose. So she actually is a teenager.
Oh, right. Thank goodness.
Right? Yeah, listen to Snow White, and you'll see why we say it that way. So who is our Briar Rose? I am sorry, but for me, it's not a young Daryl. Oh my God, it's blonde Winona Ryder out of Edward Scissorhands. That is Briar Rose to me.
I could see that.
Okay, totally blonde Winona. Winona, I love you, girl. I love you. I was about to say this random movie that she's in that I love, and then the title just escaped my head, and so I was like, shit, think of something else to say real quick. Nope. Nothing else was coming. Okay, so her father's a big part of it, and so is her mother, right? Or do we want to cast her parents?
Well, I mean, I guess so. Who would you cast them as a couple that's already a couple?
A real couple? No. Well, no, okay. Schitt's Creek parents.
Okay, that's fun. I like that. I love the dad. He's hilarious.
I know. Well, Catherine O'Hara, she's the mom from Home Alone.
Yeah, she's cool.
She and Winona were in Beetlejuice together.
Oh my God, was she the mom in Beetlejuice? She
was the stepmom in Beetlejuice.
Yes, I love that.
It's not my mother. She's my stepmother. But now she's your mama, Winona. Yes. Okay. Parents. Schitt's Creek. I love Eugene Levy. I love his son so much.
I love them both, actually. They're great. First of all, I love Eugene Levy because... Levy, right?
Yeah, Levy.
He looks like a Eugene.
Daniel is just really fucking hot. I know he's gay, but I would tap that. Yes.
I don't see
absolutely.
it. I don't see him as hot. I see him as...
He's the hot version of his dad, because his dad is not hot. His dad looks like my
dad. I don't know.
dad.
His dad could be his daddy.
His dad looks like my hot.
Oh.
My dad, so he cannot be hot to me.
Okay.
He looks like my dad. But Daniel,
I can see him as a zaddy.
I could get down on that.
Like, me
I get
personally,
you with Eugene, yeah, but I can't because he looks like my daddy. And I actually call my dad Daddy, guys, so... Nope.
We'll just differentiate.
Yeah.
When we're talking about zaddies, we'll say zaddy.
Yeah.
We're talking about daddies like we're actually talking about dads, probably.
Yeah. So I can only see Eugene Levy as a dad, like, because he looks like my dad. He's like a more Jewish version of my dad.
Ow.
I'm sorry. But his son, like, I could get down on that if he would be reciprocal. Otherwise,
I thought I read he was pansexual.
Is he? Because I like that.
Yes.
Because, yeah.
Because I have a great personality. And I know he...
Right? And like, well, here's the weirdest thing. You bring that up. I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook. No, but I had made this post about, like, that moment when you realize you're the gay cousin. And I was like, oh my God, I am. Well, I've been thinking about that because I was like, I'm bisexual. And then I was thinking about it. And I was like, I think technically I'm pansexual because, like... Mm-hmm. I'm technically pansexual.
Is
like
this
it
you
falls
coming
under
out
the
of
bisexual.
as a pansexual right now?
I mean, sort of. I already did it on Amber as the Color Facebook because I was like,
I totally
guys.
missed it.
Yeah, it was earlier today.
I didn't see the comments. I did see the bisexual thing though.
Yeah, that was a couple days ago. But that's what made me realize. Like I was thinking about it because, like, dude, it's like I was telling Mariah when I was over there earlier. I was like, Hillary Swank as Tina Brandon in Boys Don't Cry. Yes, please. Also, the girl in Just the Guys. But only when she's the dude. When she's a chick, she is not hot. But also John Leguizamo and Tu Wong Fu. Yes, please.
Wait, as the female?
Yes.
Or dressed
as Chi-Chi. Yes. Yes. But also...
I just saw a clip of that movie where Patrick Swayze beats the fuck out of that guy.
Dennis Rodman in that fucking fringe outfit. Oh my God. Anywho, so yeah, I had a realization, guys. Anyway, it was a meme on Facebook that I shared that made my thought train start rolling. And yeah, I realized I am technically pansexual. And I mean, like, it doesn't matter. I don't have to, whatever. Like, you know, it falls under the bisexual umbrella. It's fine. But I was like, does it matter? Like, do I have to use the words? Like, what words are appropriate? I don't know. I'm 39. I'm used to saying I'm bisexual. Like, I don't need to confuse myself. But, yeah, it's a thing. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Men in makeup are fucking hot. It is what it is. Like... They're hot. And Daniel Levy is fucking hot. That's how this all started. Because his dad is one of the people that we're casting. Should he be the prince?
I was thinking that, but then I was like, are we going Targaryen? Are we going full on Targaryen?
Well, because that's her parents and he's not. Let's not. Who's the prince? Who's a good prince to go with our blonde Winona?
Heath Ledger was my thought. Heath Ledger with the blonde hair.
Okay.
From A Knight's Tale. That's him, right? That's Heath Ledger? Yeah, that's...
I'm a big Heath Ledger fan because...
And I literally see from A Knight's Tale. That's...
No, I get you. Yeah, no, he's fucking hot. Heath Ledger... We haven't cast him at all. I don't know if I spelled his name right, but okay, so the townspeople.
Should we cast the witch or I'm not?
Oh
the,
yes,
sorry,
we
not
should.
The, yeah, the witch.
Absolutely. The witch, the evil fairy.
The evil fairy, whatever you want to call her.
The bad guy, the bad lady. Is it Emma Roberts again?
Do you want to, or
I mean, she's our bad guy.
Sure.
You were gonna say something else.
I always imagine her older. So who would be a good, instead of, like, Emma Roberts older? But, like... I
mean, we could have her Aunt Julia.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I love you, Julia. Please don't take offense. You're a main role. Sort of. You're a plot point.
We need to be, like, hashtag Emma Roberts. So that, like, somebody can
see. Evil fairy. Julia Roberts. And if you didn't catch our Snow White episode, I don't care if we've cast this person in a myth. The fairy tales are different casting. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're not going to cross pantheons with somebody in myths, but they can come over to the fairy tales, no problem.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay, so, let's see, the little, in the Grimm tale, the fairies don't really have, like, the little fairies aren't, like, in the Disney, like, the Disney fairies aren't in the Grimm one.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
There was like
So
one good fairy that cast a spell over all of them to make them sleep so that she would have her family when she woke up. But like as for like little fairies, I didn't see anything like that.
So should we cast the
good fairy? Probably shouldn't do Professor Umbridge.
No, but okay, so I was going to say, I know this is a random pairing, but what if we did, I fucking hate her face, something about Mary, Cameron Diaz, because in my best friend's wedding, it's Julia Roberts and Cameron Diaz, and Julia's the bad one who's trying to ruin the wedding, and Cameron is the one that her best friend's going to marry.
Okay, I'm down.
Okay. I just thought that was funny. It popped in my head, and I was like, that's funny. And I'm not a huge fan of Cameron Diaz, so I'm probably never going to suggest casting her again. But this is funny to me, so. Because they play opposites, you know, the good fairy and the bad fairy.
I think that's it. Oh, the town.
Well, the town, because they go to sleep with her.
I would say the town from Beauty and the Beast.
I'm good.
Because they're like, there goes the baker with his tray.
Yep. That is perfect. I like that because, like, that's literally they're gonna fall asleep in the middle of it and then wake up and continue.
And they'll be like, "Trey, like, go away," like literally.
All right. So, the Grimm fairy tale. Do you want to start us off? We are casting and doing the Grimm fairy tale, and then we're gonna tell you where they got their stories from after.
So if I remember correctly, the Grimm fairy tale starts with like a fog rolling in over the town, right? Is it a fog, or am I thinking of the original ones? How are they told they're gonna have a daughter?
Oh,
is that the
I
original
thought they already
one?
had the baby in
Oh, okay, yeah, we can do that. Yeah. We can do that then. Okay, so they've already had the baby.
I do not remember the fog. I mean, it's possible. I don't.
No, I don't know if it's in the Grimm ones or the other ones. Again, guys, you don't know. I forgot my notes. There was one that said like a fog came in and said they were going to have a blessed baby, and then they did, and then... But anyway, okay. So we'll start out with like them already having the baby. So they're inviting like... What is it, 11 out of the 12 or 12 out of the 13 wise women, right?
They're inviting all of the wise women that they are aware of that are alive.
Right.
Because they haven't heard from one of them in like 50 fucking years.
It's because she's Maleficent, like,
right.
You know?
Yeah, like she's a hedge witch. She's living out there.
Right, exactly.
She's doing her thing. She doesn't care about society.
Exactly.
But then when she found out she was slighted, she showed up. And, like, she showed up to the feast like everybody else. And they let her in. They were like, so sorry, we didn't know you were alive. And she's like, that's
sorry,
cool.
Just checking about my boy.
And they were like, that's cool. You can come. We didn't mean to slight you. Come on in. And, like, one of the fairies is like...
She's like, what an awkward fucking situation.
Right. She's like, you really need to make her the special... plate that you made the rest of us. And they're like, no, it's fine. She's here. It's fine. And she's all like, no,
it's fine.
It's not fine.
Excuse me. Julia Roberts is like, excuse me?
Bitch, did you see my hair and my horse teeth? I'm sorry, Julia. I love you, but you got horse teeth.
So she's like, they're sitting there. They're having their dinner and shit. And she's in...
Julia Roberts is going to smite me. I'm sorry.
Well, and they're like... shocked. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. Please continue.
I did not mean to.
No, it's okay. I know. I am not upset about it. Like she's pissed. She's like, what the fuck? I don't want to eat off of this shit. This looks like the fucking cup from Riders of the Lost Ark.
Like, fuck you guys. Like,
I hope people got that reference.
I want gold. I was promised gold, but not really because she wasn't invited.
Right, exactly.
But she's a wise woman, and she does deserve respect.
So finally,
she's being kind of unreasonable.
She's like, oh, well, I gotta give you a gift. And they're like, on the day of her 15th birthday, except for it doesn't say on the day of her 15th birthday, but still, right. She will prick her finger on a spinning needle or flax.
Well, that's later. This one is spinning wheels. This is spinning wheels.
Spinning wheel.
Yeah.
On a spinning wheel. Oh, but she's not gonna die. Her gift will not be to die, but to live forever asleep. No, I'm just kidding. But her gift was so that she wouldn't die, but she would be asleep for 100 years, right? Is that this one? Guys, there's 3 different origin stories.
There's like a lot. I'm
so sorry, Amber.
No,
I hope I'm not fucking this up.
No, you're fine. She says she's gonna prick her finger and die.
Yes.
And Cameron Diaz is like, you're just gonna be asleep for a while.
Okay. So
that's where that comes in. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because I mentioned it in the last episode. I didn't mention it in this one, I don't think. The Grimms wrote stories from 1812 to 1848, but they revised their stories over the course of those decades.
Versions.
So there's multiple versions that you can find that say they're the original.
They were an editor's nightmare.
Right? And then talk about translation to English.
Right, exactly.
Right. So, I mean...
So with the version that we're going through, she says, okay, well, you know what? You're going to fucking die. You're going to prick your finger and die. But then another fairy...
And then she turns and leaves with her curly hair and her horse teeth and her gorgeous lips.
She's got her staff and she looks very Maleficent-y.
Yeah.
And the other fairy's like, oh no, we have to do something. The baby.
Yeah, and Cameron Diaz comes up with her fucking gigantic ass suckerfish mouth. I'm being hateful. I don't mean to. It's just funny to me. Because the whole best friend's wedding thing, guys. Sorry. I can't help it. Look, my mom said the thing about Julia's horse teeth when I said she was so pretty, and I've never been able to unhear it. Like...
About Julia Roberts?
Having horse teeth. She's so pretty, but she does have some big teeth. And Cameron Diaz's mouth goes to, like, here.
Yeah.
And I will make fun of it. I mean, whatever. It's fine. I know what I look like. It's cool. Anyway, so Cameron Diaz comes in and she's all like, I'll make it better. Let me just put this hair gel in.
Bibbidi bobbidi. Ew. I have never seen that movie, but I know that fucking reference, and that's so fucking gross. What movie is that in?
There's something about Mary.
Actually, I have seen that scene, and like I don't understand where I saw it, but that is so that is worse than American Pie with the fucking beer. Oh my god. Anyway, so she like I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to
that shit was hilarious.
Shit makes me first of all, poor fucking Ben Stiller for not even knowing it's on his ear.
Not in the hair, but right in the hair. Anyway,
because at least it's good for your hair. You know what I mean? At least she's getting some benefits. But can you imagine?
I'll take it in the face. Never mind. This is not that episode.
Imagine not seeing that it's on your fucking ear.
Also, he had to take like the bus over or something. Like, didn't he? Like, a lot of people had to see that come hanging. I'm just saying.
It's as bad to it's almost as bad as me, or not as bad as me, but as bad as me seeing. Let me see. I'm not even finishing this shit because I already fucked it up because I was trying to say it's as bad as me seeing a meme, but I fucked that shit up and now everybody's gonna be like, ew, you did that, Maddie? So never mind.
Biologically, she ain't capable, y'all. That's just too funny because I'm not even that big of a... I actually don't like that movie very much,
right.
But like when I think of Cameron Diaz, it's like this.
Oh my God.
Like, that's how I picture her. And, you know, whether she knew that was going to happen or not is funny. I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't help the something about Mary reference. Anyway, so she makes the curse lesser. And 16 years later, we're in a kingdom where all the spinning wheels have been destroyed because Eugene Levy's like, not my daughter, and Catherine O'Hara's like, fuck yeah, we ain't leaving her at no airport. Home Alone reference, sorry guys. Catherine O'Hara, she's the mom.
No, I totally get it. I want to laugh. But my brother ruined that movie for me. He used to play it all the time, even when it wasn't fucking Christmas.
Yeah, we watched it a lot when I was growing up.
I'm like, bro, are you fucking... Why? You just...
And no, you're good. But, so both parents are like, we are not about her pricking her finger. They destroyed all the spinning wheels, and here we are. She's like about to be 16 or some shit, and she just like living her best life in this kingdom, right? Mm-hmm. And like she's got these awesome parents, because who wouldn't want Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy to be your extravagant ass, royalty ass parents? Like, it's like Schitt's Creek prior to Schitt's Creek. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I don't know. It works pretty well in my opinion.
Wait, so she's had like a pretty life, right?
She has. She's enjoyed it. That's why she's so interested when she comes upon this old woman spinning flax on her spinning wheel. She's like,
this bitch.
What is this magic? What are you doing?
She's like, oh, just spinning. Got her little foot down there doing the thing. So she goes to like touch it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she has no idea what she's experiencing here, and she goes to lay hands on it in some way, shape, or form. And she winds up pricking her finger. And not only does she fall asleep, but the entire castle falls asleep for 100 years.
Okay, wait, this part does confuse me. So did she just fall the fuck asleep where she was? Because there were different stories. One says that the king and queen were still awake and they carried her up to her chamber, but with this specific one...
But with this specific one where the whole town is asleep, everybody falls out where they are. Mm-hmm. She pricks her finger, and because Cameron Diaz, lessened that curse, and she pops up and she makes magically around the castle grow a rose, not a rose bush, but rose thorns encompassing the entire castle and growing up tall enough to obscure it from vision. Mm-hmm. But word travels far and wide about this mysterious occurrence. And so princes that have heard about the maiden that's asleep up there, they're like, oh, we gonna go get us some. Wow, because there's nothing about being awakened by true love's kiss in this shit.
No.
This is some R-wordiness. This is grape level vinage. But because it's rose thorns, not grapevines, them bitches get pierced. They die in there.
Literally.
They feed the rose thorns. They die and their bones decorate this shit. Until 100 years later, in walks Heath Ledger, all decked out in his hot little fucking knight in shining armor shit.
Right.
He's like, I am Prince Charming, bitches.
Yes.
And he doesn't have to do any of those movements I just did on YouTube because the rose thorns fucking part ways for him, which is weird. I find that strange. That is a plot hole. Why?
No, because it makes me wonder if the fairy has been watching this whole time.
I did think, as I said it, I was like, plot hole unless...
I know,
she's
right?
Yeah, you're worthy of my little Briar Rose here. Because in the, I said Briar Rose maybe once, but in the Grimm version, her name is Briar Rose. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Right?
Which is so different than Aurora.
Well, but Briar Rose is what the fairies call her when they have her, because I know that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay, I don't know.
She's not called Aurora when they have her, so that, the evil, so Maleficent can't find her. She's Briar Rose. Okay. Yeah. And so that's a throwback to Grimm, just whatever, you can listen to the last episode to find out what the throwbacks were. We went too long last time, so we just gotta keep moving. We're not gonna reference last episode again. But there's there's a couple little throwbacks in all of the stories to the previous stories and whatever. And so Aurora in Disney, we'll see later, is a throwback to the original version of this. But, so he comes in and he just magically happened to appear. So, yeah, it really does speak to that fairy being involved more than the story says.
I like that, yeah.
Because, like, he magically appears on the day that's 100 years. And then, like, the rose thorns just part for him, like the red fucking sea, like he's Moses. And he walks in and he's all like, I'm gonna kiss me a sleeping girl. I don't know who the princess is, but this girl over here, she's asleep. And I'm gonna kiss her because she's pretty. And it just happens to be 100 years.
It just happens to be the day that she wakes up. Like, it's not, there's no kiss. There's
no true love's kiss shit. It just happens to be. So again, it makes sense, like you said, that the good fairy, Cameron Diaz, is flipping her little blonde hair and doing more shit than they wrote down. Because, like, he just magically, my ass. I don't believe in coincidence, y'all. I believe in magic. And fae are magic. And I think there's some fae energy working its power here. And so he kisses her and she wakes up. And, like, they're going to get married? Right? That's how that goes, right? They're going to get married and everybody lives happily ever after.
They're happy and it's fine. Yeah, it's crazy how everything seems to go back to normal.
Yeah. So... Oh, wait, that's right. I made a note, and so I don't remember how it actually started, but the wise woman was written out of the Grimm one. The original, well, the previous to Grimm, the Perrault story, is where the old fairy's not given the proper respect and all that jazz.
We just fucked up.
Yeah, but she was written out in the Grimm story. I even made a note of that. So, like, in the Grimm story, Briar Rose is cursed by what? I don't remember.
I think that's where the fog comes in, right?
Maybe that's where the fog comes in, because she is patriarchy fucking out of that shit. Like, the patriarchy yeeted her out of the story. But
just do a quick look.
That takes me to the 1697 Perrault, where the old fairy is not given proper respect, but we totally covered that with the gold plate shit. That was Perrault. And the Grimm brothers didn't bring that on board.
Okay, so there was the fog that came out of the water. Thy wish shall be fulfilled before a year has gone. Thou shalt have a daughter. The fog, it's a frog, not a fog. What the fuck? That makes so much more sense.
I like that it's a frog because that's very fairy tale-y.
See, the feast was celebrated in splendor. No, this is the one with the wise women. The wise women stood to forward their gifts, but then when 11 of them had said their say, in came the uninvited 13th, bringing revenge. In the 15th year of her age, the princess shall prick her.
Now, is this the 1848 or the 1812 version? Because the 1812 version, the original version, is where the wise woman was written out. But again, in case you guys didn't catch it, the Grimms revised their stories over and over to make it more palatable to the public. So I don't remember, I just remember like making the note that the wise woman from the previous story was written out. But the good fairy was told about everything that was happening in the Perrault story by an ogre in seven league boots, which is just fucking weird that detail is in there, because the number 7 appears in a lot of fairy tales, for one. But 2, the ogre comes back again later, or I guess the ogre is a call back to something previously.
Right, because the ogre, the prince is half ogre or some shit, or his mother's part ogre.
In a previous story, yes. So, also in the Perrault story, our good fairy comes in a dragon-drawn chariot.
Ooh, I love
puts
that.
Everyone to sleep.
I love that, like flying over.
Okay, in the Perrault story, the prince and the princess, they hook up for 2 years. Like, he comes upon her,
right?
He finds her asleep. He's all like,
they hook up for 2 years before he takes her back.
Before he takes her home.
Because the bitch is married.
His mom is an ogress.
Oh, I'm wrong.
This is the one where the mom is an ogress. The next one is where he's married. This one, okay, so that's where my confusion with those things came. Okay, it was the Perrault story. The prince's mother is an ogress who will eat children. So he just doesn't tell them that he's got kids because his mom will fucking eat them. Well, eventually they're like, where the fuck you been going? And they make him bring his his wife, or I guess girlfriend, his fuck buddy, and his children, Dawn and Day, because the daughter is named Dawn and the boy is named Day, which is our call out to Aurora from the Disney movie. They got it from Perrault naming the girl Dawn. But he brings them home and he's like, Mom, don't eat them. And she's like, okay, I won't. But she keeps walking around smelling child flesh. So eventually she goes to the cook and she's like, those two, in my belly, in my belly. And so the cook's like, man, I cannot kill these little babies. And so, well, I guess they're not babies because they're at least 2 years old. He gives them to his wife to take care of.
Right, and then he does like a lamb.
Other stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Like,
to present. And then she wants...
She wants more.
She wants the princess.
So she wants the princess. And so he's like, man, I gotta find something that can replicate 100-year-old skin.
Jeez.
So he makes mutton.
Oh my god.
But seriously, him being unable to present a large enough meal to replicate the princess, I think, is how the ogress in this story by Perrault, how the ogress knows that the chef did not cook up her grandchildren that she wanted to eat, but the prince comes back at the right moment to like save his family.
He sees.
Yeah, and he saves them. And, so interesting ogre shit there. Don't know where the ogre stuff comes from, but the original story is even older than the 1697 Perrault story, and it is also by Basile, and it is called The Sun, Moon, and Talia. And it's fucked up as shit, and I love it. It's fucked up as shit. All right, let's get into it. All right, so in this one, baby is born into a king and queen, and like a group of fortune tellers, like 12 wise fortune teller men, get together and they give predictions to the king about his child. And they're all like, homeboy, flax is gonna kill your kid.
He's like,
flax? So they get rid of all flax.
I have to look up
materials.
What flax is, because I keep seeing flax seed.
Yeah, flaxseed is yummy. Well, it's not yummy, but you put it in your yogurt, it's super good for you. But flax, they used it to make fibers.
Oh, I see it right here. Natural long fibers. Okay.
So, flax and all flax-like material is banned. So one day, young Talia is outside of the kingdom walls, and she comes upon an old woman who is spinning flax on her spinning wheel. And she's never seen a spinning wheel before, because why do you need a spinning wheel if you have no flax or flax-like materials, apparently? So they're all outside of the castle walls. And Talia's like, hey, can I see what you're doing? And the old lady's like, sure, whatever, don't care. And Talia is like going up to investigate the spinning wheel, and somehow a flax seed gets under her fingernail. How fucking weird is that?
Flax seeds are very small.
Yeah, but a seed under your fingernail kills you. Or puts you to sleep. That's weird.
That is weird. It is so weird. It is so weird.
But her dad, our Eugene Levy, is so distraught. He puts her in the throne room, and he's like, all right, We're leaving the castle now.
Exactly. Like, in this one, they don't go to sleep.
No, everybody leaves. He commands them all to leave. He doesn't want to remember her anymore. He is so distraught.
She's a girl.
He's distraught.
He'll have another. LOL, I know that's really sad, but it's fucking true.
Yeah, and when we say she's a girl, we just mean she's a female. She's like a teenager.
Oh, when I say that, I also mean she's a female. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just because I iterated so much.
I don't know why the fuck I repeated what you just said.
Yeah, no, I just wanted them to understand, like, she's a grown woman for the part that comes next. You understand? Because
the prince shows up. And we got some Anne Rice shit.
Heath Ledger shows up in his not finery. He's out hunting.
Look, I like dark fantasy romance as much as the next person, but this is a little cray. Okay, yeah. This is a little
much. He comes in and he's like, "Wow, you are beautiful." And like the chick just keeps being dead.
And he's like, sex with her.
Yeah, he takes her to the bed and he's just like, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. And then goes back to his own kingdom.
But you know what? They sell sex dolls, like the super hyper realistic sex dolls nowadays, so people are still like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
They're like $6,000 or $7,000.
Yeah. Well, and she's like barely a hyper realistic sex doll because she's pretty much dead as far as he knows.
You think she's rigor mortis?
I don't think she's... I mean, he carried her up to the bed and had sex with her. I assume she kind of was limp over his shoulder versus rigor mortis, honestly. But yeah, he totally banged a dead chick as far as he knew. And then he left. But he left behind at least 2 surprises in the form of sperms that implanted themselves in eggs and became babies that this not dead but not alive lady gave birth to. And the little babies come out, and these fairies magically... 2 versions that I read. One version, the fairies take the twins to goats and other like livestock to get them milk. In one version, which makes more sense, they just get the babies up to breastfeed. Makes a lot more sense.
Makes a lot more sense.
Right. And so one day, while the fairies are taking care of them and making sure these babies don't die, one of the babies is hungry and the fairy's not around getting it to milk, and it winds up latching on to Talia's finger and sucks the flaxseed out. And Talia comes up and she's just like, wow, there's babies. Like, what the fuck's going on? I guess I gotta take care of these babies.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know, like, she does not know they're her babies for a long time. She's just taking care of the babies, and the fairies are there, and she just kind of living life.
It's like her own little oasis. She's in a castle.
Yeah, these fairies are helping her take care of these magic babies that she doesn't know where they came from. They're yours. She doesn't know that, though. And the prince, like, he's at home with his wife.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, fuck you, Heath Ledger, if you weren't dead. Fuck you. Sorry, I am a big Heath Ledger fan. So I'm having... It's hard. It's hard that you're such a creep in this one. But anyway, he's at home, and, like, he just, like... One day he remembers, like, oh, yeah, I was fucking this dead chick out in the middle of it. I'm going to go do that again. And so he goes back to the castle.
His wife pissed him off, and he's like, fuck you, I'm going out.
Yeah, I'm going out, bitch. I'm going hunting. Hunting some ass.
And then he shows up, like...
And he shows up, and he's like, oh, hey, you're awake. Hey, those kids look like me. And he's so fucking happy, because actually his wife at home is barren. She can't have kids.
Wow.
So he is so fucking thrilled. He names them Sun and Moon because he's so in love with his children. They're the sun and the moon. They are the night and the day. They're most important. Like, that's some of the most important shit in our world, the sun and the moon. Without them, we ain't got life, y'all. That's how important these children are to him. And he decided that he's gonna, like, take them back home now, because, like, they his children, and she his booty call, and she's awake now too, so that's cool. He's happy about that.
Yep.
And he takes them home.
Not that it mattered.
Right.
And the wife is not too happy.
Oh, no. She is not happy that some other woman, some younger woman, bore him children. Because, like, in what I read, he even says something like, bitch, you can't have kids for me. Like,
wow.
Step off. These are my children.
Wow, just like that guy that plays Lord Voldemort in that movie with fucking Keira Knightley. I don't know what it is. It's like a true story or something. The Duke or the Duchess. The Duchess. She can't have kids with him, so he fucks her friend.
It's rough, but that's how it was back then.
And then he grapes her because she's upset and said, well, if you're going to fuck my friend, I'm going to fuck your friend. And then she actually gets pregnant. True story.
Oh, you just weren't good enough to knock her up, sir.
Yeah, you were the problem.
Yeah, sounds like a you problem,
Modern
not a her
science.
problem. Fuck you, dude. I don't even know what we're talking about, but I'll check. I have an aversion to Keira Knightley because Corey once admitted that he thought she was pretty, and I stopped watching Pirates of the Caribbean movies for like over a decade.
I don't like Zendaya for that exact reason.
I obviously had some insecurity problems, but I watch Keira Knightley stuff again. I also make fun of how she ain't got no boobs, and I do. Deal with your insecurity how you will. I'll deal with mine how I will. I think it's fairly healthy. She got a lot more money than me. She's fine if I don't like
YouTube's probably like, did Maddie just look and see if Amber has boobs? Because I totally did. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, Amber. You said something about it, and I looked. You do it. It's like it's like when you're in somebody's house and they're like, "Oh, don't turn around. I'm naked." It's the first thing you do, right?
You never say don't do that because that's what they do.
Right.
Anyway, so I bet he was like, "Hey, babe, I need you to be cool with this," and she was like, "I will not be cool with this."
Well, and she does pretty much the same thing the ogress does.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm gonna eat them kids."
Yeah, what a psychotic bitch. It was less she wanted to eat the kids and more she wanted to feed them to him.
That's right. Yeah, to punish him.
She's like, eat. You're eating.
Yeah,
of your
you're
own.
eating your fucking. That's right. You're eating of your own. And he's like, "What are you talking about? This shit's good." And she's like, "Yeah, I bet it is good. That's your daughter and your son and your fucking lover." And he's like, but
it wasn't.
Too late. Yes, it wasn't, because again, we have a good chef. Them good chefs be saving people's lives.
It's Corey in the house.
That's right.
Sorry, Disney reference.
That's funny because my husband is a good chef, so I wasn't sure if that was a...
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. No, there was a show called Corey in the House about this kid whose dad was the chef at the White House.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's so funny.
That's
I'm so
funny.
sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It was double funny. Double fun, like double mint gum. Anyway, back to the twins that were not in the double mint gum commercials. So, like, yeah, he wasn't eating them. And he was all like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch." Because his wife tried to make him eat his children. So, he killed the wife. And then he was like, "I'm gonna kill all y'all motherfuckers that were involved in this shit. Starting with you, Mr. Chef." And the chef's like, no.
I saved them.
I saved them. These I gave them to my wife. She'd been taking care of them. Come on, honey, bring the kids out. Bring them out. And he's all like, "Oh my God, you're now my right-hand man." And everybody lived happily ever after. And that is the crazy motherfucking Snow White, or Sleeping Beauty origin. Sorry, Snow White was last episode. This is Sleeping Beauty. And that is some crazy ass fucking original shit. Crazy original shit.
I'd say this is the darkest one so far.
Well, and it doesn't go as far back as the Snow White original stuff went, but I think, like, because Snow White was like that whole, like, she's young and pretty, and I have to stop that. This was different. This was different. I don't know. What
are your thoughts?
Like, this was different in a lot of ways. But, like, what do you think was the moral of Sleeping Beauty?
Don't piss off a crone, I guess. I have no idea. I don't know.
I don't know. What do you guys think was the moral of the original Sleeping Beauty? Not Disney. We're not talking Disney. The original. Let us know in the comments on YouTube. And while you're there, go ahead and like and subscribe. We definitely would appreciate it.
We are 10 away from reaching our goal of 100. Check us out on Twitter at Classiest Witches and Instagram at Witches Talking Tarot, Facebook at Witches Talking Tarot. And thank you for sitting with us for a spell. Oh, hi,
Hey, Melissa. Join Melissa on Patreon. All right.
Thanks for sitting with us for a spell.
Bye.